This video will show you the truth on the 17-second manifestation, and I'll also give you the tools and perspectives in order to really make that happen. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth and all about understanding the 17-second manifestation. It really comes from Abraham-Hicks, which talks about the 17-second barometer that we can use in order to feel and evoke the emotion within us. But what I want to do with this video is give you a whole new perspective as to how this process goes that can really transform the way you see the whole idea of the law of attraction, but at the same time give you a better reference point to how to go about the process. Now, with this and with manifestation, the way I'm going to explain it has to do with understanding resonance and understanding a little bit of quantum mechanics, but I'll break it down very simple so that it's easy for us to understand. Now, when it comes to quantum mechanics, when it comes to this idea of what we're starting to prove in science, understand that the only moment that really does exist is this moment right now. When this really begins to become something that we understand, we can then see that when it comes to this time frame of 17 seconds, that really is just a barometer for something we can give ourselves permission to see, to feel, and to experience. So with this, and because the only moment that does exist is this moment right now, the process of manifestation is more about understanding, it's about making the invisible visible. Now with this understanding, it comes apparent that then what we can focus on is resonance. It's more about also knowing that when the only moment that exists is now, the other part of quantum mechanics is that everything is right here and right now. It's just vibrating at different levels of frequency, so the degree to which we experience certain things in our life will depend upon our own resonance. Now, the power of the 17-second manifestation is that as we are focused on certain thoughts and certain emotions and we are building up the momentum, it gets us to such a peak to where then we can visibly see something that prior was invisible because of our own momentum, because of our own focus. So as we simply decide to choose to focus on certain things in our life, we will build that up to a peak to where then we are able to break through towards seeing it in our life. Now, going through this process and realizing this is more about making the invisible visible allows us to really tailor the RAS, the reticular activating system in our brain, to certain opportunities and to certain ideas. And it may be opportunities that have been in our life the whole time, but we just weren't able to perceive of them because we weren't in the right energy state. Now think of your RAS, the reticular activating system in your brain, as your selective focus. This is for the people that maybe think the law of attraction is woo-woo. It's easy to understand this idea and think of it in the form of maybe you buy a certain car, and when you buy that car you then go out, and because you have a certain level of value you've given to what you just bought or the car that you've been focused on, you are more likely to see more of those cars around. So all of a sudden you're like, I see my car everywhere. The idea is that those cars were around you the whole time, it's just that our brain hadn't given it importance or value and we hadn't been focused on it. Now in the same way, think of the momentum that you can build by focusing on the things that serve you. Think of the momentum you could build by really embodying the best version of yourself and how then you will perceive of opportunities that weren't there before but are there now. And the idea, of course, is they were there before, we just weren't resonating with those opportunities. So the power in this is also knowing that what we can do is we can act as if, and as we embody the emotions of the best possible version of ourselves, we will literally start to perceive of opportunities that that version of ourselves would have. So the simple way to do this is to imagine the best possible version of yourself, how you would be acting, the kind of body language you have, and as you mimic and mirror that version of yourself's behavior, you will start to create the same patterns. You'll start to create the same thought patterns, the same action patterns, and the same habits. And as you do that, you will then start to see a reflection in your life of that version of you, and that's where then things that were priorly invisible will become visible. Now realize that 17 seconds is just a barometer, it's just a signpost that we can use, but really the only moment that exists is now. So when we know this, we realize that it could happen sooner, it could happen later, it just depends on our own state of being, it depends on our own thought process, it depends on the kind of action we're taking, but we'll see that there's certain things that we can do in order to get what we want quicker. And one of the most powerful ways to go about this is either our emotion or our action. If you increase our emotion by increasing your focus on certain ideas that make you feel a certain way, which is the idea of the 17 seconds that we can build up momentum of feeling, which is why Abraham-Hicks also talks a lot about the rampage of appreciation. What you could do is focus on things you want to experience or focus on how that makes you feel and continue to focus on it more and more. And as you do that, you're building it up to such a peak to where then it's very likely that you are resonating with something in your life and you are then making that invisible visible through your own perception. So the power of this is knowing that the power exists within you, but at the same time, the only moment that exists in now, and all you have to do is give yourself permission to feel like you already have that which you want to experience. And as you take action and act as if from the point of view of the best possible version of yourself, you will then perceive of opportunities that weren't there before, but the fact is they were always there. It's just that we weren't resonating with it. So decide to act as if, understand that as you embody the emotions, as you increase the emotions that you are feeling and you start to put that in the direction of what you want to experience, and then also what you can do is increase the action you are taking towards your set desire. Either one of these opens up opportunities, it opens up the levels of perceptions and allows you to see and make the invisible visible. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.